So episode 563, understanding pay to play and some other things. So to understand pay to play, and I got a lot of questions on YouTube and people thrashed me about, which is good. That means I have people actually listening. They were like, give me crap about, I'm the problem and I don't understand what's going on. And MLS Next is free and all this stuff. They have no concept of pay to play. And I'm going to go over the problems with pay to play, according to me. And then I'm going to actually give my solutions of what we can do to change it. But before we do that, we got to understand what's going on with U.S. soccer. So on the U.S. soccer website, and I'll put it in the description below, you got to look at their taxes. They're available. You can look at their breakdown. So let's look at their breakdowns right now. So here is DA, the Development Academy Scholarships. 962 recipients of a scholarship, equaling 791,337. So that's an expense they got rid of for whatever reason. I mean, they're getting rid of that program, so that's gone, which is not much money as far as trying to capture the youth and really develop and change the game. So that's a drop in the bucket amount of money they actually bring in. So I don't know what's going to be on the next year's taxes with their merger with MLS, their MLS Next. And I wonder if they're transitioning fees over there, which they probably are because they're in cahoots. But if you scroll down, you'll I'm on page 42 of their basically their taxes they had to submit. Let me get this so you can see it. So here's their spending right here. So we got Joseph Berhalter, the older brother of Gregory Berhalter. Yeah, no nepotism there. He gets paid $816,780. He gets paid that. So they have it broken up as his base pay at $483,424 with $296,000 in bonuses. Are you freaking kidding me? Bonuses for what? What's he doing? That's so great. I hired my brother, which saved us money, which I'll explain in a second. But you're not going to believe what Joho Berhalter gets paid. In addition, and I'll show you that in a second. We're going to read it. It'll just blow your freaking mind. A couple of them. Dan Flynn, our CEO. We got to have one of those. $930,000. He got $190,000 in bonuses on $667,000 on a base salary. What the freak are we paying these people so much? They're failures. They're absolute failures. They get bonuses. What about pay cuts or getting fired for failing repeatedly? Tom King, managing director of admin, $315,000 base, and he got a bonus of $25,000 for what? Because he did appropriate administration. He administered the women's team to win the World Cup. That's BS. But look at these salaries. I mean, legal counsel for Lydia, just Lydia, $436,000. I can take $436,000 and hire Snell and Welmer and put them on retainer, which is the largest law firm in Arizona. I could have them oversee U.S. soccer. I'll get you a team of lawyers, but just Lydia, $436,000. Is that major? I got to look at the other taxes years prior. Is that just fighting with the women's team? I don't know what it is. Gregory Berhalter, $104,000 base salary, $200,000 in bonuses and incentives. He scheduled the easiest schedule in the world to get apparently these bonuses he needed. But you don't get fined for losing to Canada, for the first time in U.S. men's national team history. So he gets that. So he's total already $313,000 in a year, which is awesome. Jill Ellis, $389,000. She's made $418,000. She got $1,000 in bonuses and compensation, and she won the freaking World Cup 2 times in a row. Yeah, of course, she's not there anymore. But Tab Ramos, the U20 men's national team coach, he's made $489,000. He's the highest paid coach in U.S. soccer. Our U20s coach. Okay. David Sakharan, I don't even know, Sakharan, he actually, he was the in-between Berhalter and the previous national team coach. His bonuses were $1,000. Why? Didn't he beat Italy or France? I forgot which one. Was it France? I think it was Italy. In a friendly up there. Yeah, it was France. I think. Anyways, at least he's an indoor guy. Guy played professional indoor for like 8 years. Ernie Stewart, waste of space, $305,000. I mean, that's a made up position, by the way. I mean, like all this stupid spending. And then obviously the whole women's team's on here getting paid. But this, Jurgen Klinsmann, we're still paying this guy off. Why'd we fire him? Why don't we just ride it out? But we're still paying him to do nothing. He gets $1,475,000. That's U.S. Soccer. They were duped to hire him, thinking he can change everything, and he couldn't. And we're paying for it big time. $1,475,000. So this is just setting the foundation of what we're going to talk about with pay to play. This is going to piss you off. It's going to just freaking piss you off. Dan Flynn and Joseph Berhalter, health club fees of $195 per month are covered by U.S. Soccer per their contracts. Are you freaking kidding me? They nearly, between the two, they're making, let's just go to it. Dan Flynn made $930,000 last year, and we're paying for his health club. He can't pay for his own health club of $175. Dan Flynn, you better be, I want to see Dan Flynn without his shirt. He better be freaking ripped. $175 a month that we're paying for. Our kids are paying for this guy. To lift, he better be freaking strong as an ox. Freaking kidding me? And Berhalter, Joseph, $816,000 he made last year. And we're paying for their freaking health, fitness. They better be going. Freaking BS. Additionally, Dan Flynn receives personal tax and accounting services in the amount of $34,242 that are covered by U.S. Soccer per his contract. What the freak is going? This is insanity. We're going to give you a base salary of $700,000 with bonuses. Who knows how far, but you'll make anywhere from $800,000 to $1 million. Yeah, that sounds good. Can you pay for my fitness? Like it's $175 a month to go to a Lifetime on the platinum package. Can you pay for that? Yeah, we can. We got money coming in all the time. We got a bunch of morons that just keep joining U.S. Soccer. They just give us money. So yeah, sure. Are you kidding me? Oh. Since I'm getting paid so much, it just seems like a lot of work on accounting, and I'm not good with my taxes. Can you guys cover my taxes? It's complicated. Sure. No problem. This is ridiculous. So, setting the stage of the insanity of what goes on in U.S. soccer, and this is a problem when you don't own. This is government. This is government. We keep feeding this monster, and those that are on top, this is like Nancy Pelosi and company. They're just, all right, got a bunch of suckers. We got the people just giving us money, and we'll just spend it however we want. No one's going to read this stuff. The CEO of U.S. Soccer has established the terms of his employment with U.S. Soccer by written contract. This written contract does not include or in any way involve other organizations and is in between the CEO. These guys are idiots. They thought, hey, we're going to bring in a name like Jurgen Klinsmann, and because he's so brilliant, he's going to help us win. Let me tell you something. You cannot win without players. We don't have players, and we'll cover that shortly. We just don't have enough players. Oh, don't worry. We have that Yahoo from Dallas FC that he's playing in Portugal. Oh, yay! Ridiculous. Yeah. So this, you can find all this on the U.S. Club financial information under governance. It's right there. So we have big problems. Here's another problem. So here's on page 62 of their documentation here. This shows equipment and allotment. I mean, their equipment, total expenses, $3,531,250 or $250. Program services, $2.2 million. Management and general expenses, $1.2 for equipment and allotment. I need this broken up more. They freight everything, by the way. I know that. I talked to some of my friends that are within the U.S. national system, and the amount of security we pay for, the amount of, they ship everything there. I think we're one of the few countries that even do that. We ship everything. It's just overkill. And here's the one I want to, you show your dues, you got your printing and publications, you got your building reservations, you got all this stuff. But the bottom is what gets me. It's the miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Total expenses, $7.4 million in miscellaneous services. That's insane, is it not? I don't know what they do with their spending. It's a big mess. So ESPN reported not too long ago, the U.S. Soccer Federation is projecting a deficit of nearly $28 million for the 2020 fiscal year, $16.8 million more than planned. The organization announced on Saturday's meeting of the board of directors. This is back in early June. June 13th is when this was publicated. USSF Chief Financial Officer Pinky Reina was among the Federation executives to make the presentation at the meeting. She stated that the results of the fiscal year, which closed on March 31st, are preliminary and not fully audited, but the numbers still present grim financial picture for the USF. Oops, sorry. Got to get this where I can actually read it. Sorry. The USSF have already budgeted an $11.1 million shortfall for year 2020, but the numbers that Reina reported stated that the deficit for that period will be $27.9 million. Revenues for the 2020 were $129 million, about $2.6 million below what was budgeted. The bigger impact was in expenses, which came in at $157 million, which was 14.1 more than what was budgeted. I don't know. Could it be that we're paying for a bunch of people to go to a gym? I need to renegotiate my contract at Phoenix College. I want them to pay for my fitness. It's not going to happen. You know why? I make way too much money. Way too much. I can pay for my own. The USSF has attempted to mitigate the financial impact of the coronavirus pandemic in recent months, which has halted programming for all of its national teams. The USSF announced in April that it was laying off furloughs up to 50 staff. The U.S. is also shuttering 7 youth national teams for the rest of the year. Okay. But we're not going to shave off. It just frees all bonuses for those incompetent fools like Dan Flynn and company and the Berhalters. They're not furlough Greg. What's he going to do for us? Nothing. They're blaming the pandemic on this. They're doing cuts. I mean, can we stop paying for their gym membership? Can we do that? So this is the beginning tell of the real problems we got here. So let's talk what I believe. So this is MLS and Elite Youth Clubs. This is May 13th. So here's your members by state. I'm from Arizona. You got the Barca Residency Academy, Phoenix Rising, RSL Arizona, SC Del Sol. Those are only ones allowed in it because they observe the pay-to-play structure. They have the right licensings. They have all this stuff. Do you not understand that there is teams, clubs, that not only compete with these other clubs, but beat them on a routine basis? The Barcelona Academy, first team, they got beat by Tuzos in the regional championship a year ago, or it was a year or 2 years ago, by a coach that doesn't have any licensing, but they have more talent. So that's different. So I want to cover what's going on. So there's 94 clubs that are participating in the MLS Elite Player Development, whatever platform. And I had someone on YouTube say, it's free. MLS teams are free. Some of them are. Not all of them. And maybe with the new structure they are now. I haven't looked into it, but not all the teams are playing are free. But that's not the point. It's what is being offered to the MLS academies. They're not seeing the best of the best. That's not how it works. All right, so here's what's going on. So clubs make money for winning now, and players who dribble, 8-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 9-year-olds, those that dribble and take risk are yelled at, whether they're successful or not. That is common practice. Families keep moving club to club because of false promises. So this is number one. This is the pay-to-play structure that people don't pay attention to, and they're like, oh, it's free, so therefore it's working. We're doing the same crap, different name. Some get free, some get scholarships, but the whole thought process behind it is the same crap. It's the same kids. It's the same kids being elevated. It's the same player pool to pick from. We don't pay attention to that. But all you YouTube morons commenting and all that stuff, you have no freaking clue what we're doing. We have talent in this country, and we do not identify it, and we extract it and move it into something that destroys it. And I've seen it over and over again. I've been watching this crap go down for 30 years. It's like, no joke. This is what happens. And until you like been a director of coaching or a technical director or build a soccer complex of 24 fields and been through the whole system, play Division I soccer, play professional soccer, watch kids go from point A to point B, going from club soccer to Division I, and go through that whole process and argue with parents for the hours that I've dealt with and the stupidity I've had to deal with over the years. You have no freaking clue. No clue. This is what's going on. One, families keep moving club to club because of false promises and lack of winning. These clubs have coaches, they recruit through parents or however they try to mitigate the rules. They promise, we have a pathway. We have a pathway to pro. We have this. And they take talented kids away from teams. When I'm talking about Hispanic teams, they take these talented Hispanic kids that can just freaking play and they enjoy it. They're in their culture. They're playing beautiful soccer, and then they take their top player and they move them to a white club, and then they can't be them anymore. But their parents keep them there because of false promises, and we're going to do this, and we're going to help pay for these things, and then before they know it, they're bankrupt. 2, mixing cultures of technique. And here's my biggest pet peeve of it all. When you have a team pay to play, okay, and there's nothing wrong with pay to play. Fine, take your funding, take the pay to play format, get the coaches paid, get all that. But freaking your first team of every club, every major club, and I bring this up on how to fix this crap. Every major club, like in Arizona, Del Sol's a major club, right? RSL's a major club. The first freaking team in every age group has to be technical. They have to be able to connect passes. It can't be mixed with kids that are kind of technical. They kind of like the game, but they're athletic, kind of crap. They ruin the game. Put technical players there. Make sure it's taken care of, and they can pay, sure. But if they can't, that's on you. You can't put average kids there, ever. And I'll explain how we fix that. But we mix culture of technique. So I don't like playing with players that just kick the ball. I mean, coaches in America have to win because the parents are dictating it, the clubs are dictating it, and people talk and gossiping going on, and you're not playing this kid, you're going to lose your job. There's livelihoods going here, so they're going to try to protect their livelihood, or they're not going to be able to function. They're not going to be able to pay their bills. Of course, they're going to try to win. They're going to play tactics and win so they feel good. The parents shut up. That's the way it is. It's a problem. That's pay to play. So we don't have a player pool. 3, the elimination of competition through segregation. Of you must have a license, must have proper facilities. League after league, these elite, I play in this league, we're in this league. Oh, you can't be in this league because you don't have 7 A licensed coaches in your club, but we're good. We have talented teams. You don't have proper facilities. It's that crap. That's pay to play. 4, too many championships and leagues. Because of pay to play and everyone's trying to make a buck on the system, U.S. Soccer hasn't stepped in and created a real national championship, one national title, so everyone has a chance to compete so we can see, there's a team from somewhere never heard of that did something. No, we don't have a chance, but we can do it on adult level. We have the U.S. Open Cup. Where's the one for youth? Too many championships, too many national titles, too many leagues, and everyone's hiding in their little pockets. We do better than you. Play. Compete, fight. 5, shrinking our talent pool by not providing a true national championship, which I covered. 6, bankrupting families over lies and deception. That's with, and I say it time and time again, they take these Hispanic kids, they scholarship them, and then if they want to leave and go back because it's just not a good system for them, they send them a bill. Then they have to stay, pay to play. 7, state associations oversight on budgets. There's zero oversight on their budget. Actually, that goes into my fix. So we'll stop it at 6. Got this all goofed up. So this is how we fix it. 1, reward clubs that develop players. That's number 1. So we need to reward them from U.S. Soccer. Take some of Dan Flynn's money. Take his membership away, and let's use that and reward clubs that do it right. Give them the money versus just give it to the MLS Next or the DA scholarship program. Use money in a different way. Players with money and resources are punished by clubs that don't. So if we want everyone competing, have them compete for the dollars. They're all competing for dollars. That's why they try to win every freaking time. 2, provide free coaching education to low economic areas. So I'm part of Tuzos, and my family is. My son plays in Tuzos, and it's heavy Hispanic club. I see the coaches. They all think they know what they're doing, but they don't. They don't at all. They don't understand. They work full time, and they have to take care of their job. They're passionate about soccer. They scream a lot. They give bad information all the time. But time and time again, these kids bail them out because they're from the culture of soccer. They're freaking good. They're good. U.S. Soccer needs to use their funding, take from one of the Berhalters, and hire 3 people, full-time people that travel the country and go into these clubs that are successful without the education that's needed, because they're not going to pay to try to get an A license. For what? They coach for free. It's just not going to happen. That's a pay-to-play problem that can be fixed. Three. Establish incentives to coaches, recruiters to identify talent. That's on with taking the funding from pay-to-play programs and do experimental inner-city programs. And establish clubs pay for a full-time DOC to teach and identify talent. Establish incentives for coaches or recruiters to identify talent. So if they would use, take out their eating. I didn't even show that on. There's so much wasted spending. I encourage you to go to the U.S. Soccer's the USSF website and look at their freaking spending. They spend so much crap. 85 pages to go through. So they need to reallocate their funding to do more experimental programs where they take full-time U.S. Soccer staff and go to Phoenix, Arizona, go to LA, and go into the inner cities and organize and help these clubs that need help. They need to do it, and then they'll identify talent. 4, take a risk and stop listening to the same authors of destruction. So we have the same authors that dictate new policy. It's the same freaking people, the same ones that are saying, you know what? We didn't make the last World Cup. I think I have to redo my contract and get my health club bill taken care of. These are same morons that don't care about the state of U.S. soccer. They don't. We need to hire leadership that have the willingness to adopt a new drastic change. We need drastic change. Take a risk. Do something. 5, commercialize and celebrate coaches and clubs that are doing it right. Have national team players do commercials on the importance of technique. Reward the ones that do it right. Time and time again, through licensing, through USSF, talking to all coaches. We're all on the same page. The kids aren't technical enough, and we need to start playing the right way, but we can't do it because the kids aren't technical enough, and I can't lose, and I can't take the risks and all that stuff. But they know what's right. They should allow the kids to make failures in game and develop that way, but they're not going to do it. They're going to sit them on the bench for even trying, so they'll never improve. We don't have a big enough player pool out there. We need more players, regardless of athletic ability, playing the right way so everyone's learning and getting better. 6, identify athletic talent by 7th grade and create pools as future national team players. Make it special, make it prestigious, give those players a pathway for development. If we don't, we'll lose them by high school, because most kids drop out of soccer by 8th grade. When they enter high school, they're like, you know what? I got yelled at by coach for I don't know how many times. I'm done. Moving on. I'm going to go try basketball and get yelled at by someone else. We can put them in a pool. We can identify them. We can identify talent early. I've used this example way too much, but when there was a player. Well, I started U4 league way back in the day, and I had 136 2 and 3 year olds playing in this U4 league. And the first team I got, there was this girl on it, Naomi Aguilar. She was a freaking stud, and she was a stud at 3 years old, scoring goals in. And then from that group, we created a team, and then she was scoring 4, 5, 6. I would have to hold her back, but she would score a ton every game. Just that's what she did, and she could do it. And it was truly, truly amazing to see what she could do. And she never changed. She was always a stud. And then as soon as she moved and got integrated to a what was it back then? Was it DA back then? I don't remember. Maybe it was DA. DA, she got surrounded by a bunch of athletes, and she's athletic, but they weren't technical as her. They couldn't combine. They didn't play soccer. They played system. Move the ball out wide, get it down the line to our fast girl, cross it in, fight, go through her. And of course, she hated the game, quit, and I had to get her back into it. And she eventually went to play at ASU, but she was so messed up from what club did to her. We do that time and time again. We have to get to these kids earlier. Put them in a national team pool early. You can identify players by the time they get to 7th grade. Easily. They're out there. And just put them in the pool and change the format of education and deal with those. We need the athletes. We need the good players and the athletes to stay together and get them away from pay to play. Because pay to play will, especially on the women's side, they don't teach. They don't. They'll make an illusion of teaching, but when it comes game time, they're not allowed. Very few coaches out there will do the right thing. All right, 7. Change the rules. So, an example: U6, U12 from the beginning phase. Yeah, you change the rules, not the way they did it before, where we're gonna make everyone be at half field when we do goal kicks so we can get it out. Shut up. So stupid. Literally change the point structure. 1 point for all passes. 1 point for goals. You don't make goals that significant. Passing matters. Make that U6, U12. And then 2 points for beating a player 1v1. It's that basic. And then have an intermediate level of that. 1 point for defensive half passes, 2 points for attacking half passes, meaning anything attacking half, you get 2 points and 1 point for goals. And then advance, you can move it up where they're actually getting better. 1 point for passing forward, 0 points for passing backwards, 50 points for a goal inside the 6-yard box on a one-touch finish on the ground. Not a header, just on, backdoor pass, goal. We need creativity. I've done a point league. I've done it. I'm creative. I'm more intelligent than the frickin' 99% of U.S. soccer thinkers. They're trying to come up with some way to get our kids to be more technical, and we think it's just like, we just need to make more advanced academies. No. We have a huge pool and we shrink it. It's so stupid. We need, finally, last point. 2 points. I'll go on my last one. I have it written. State associations oversight on budgets. That's what I was talking about. I think there should be a thorough audit based on performance. So say Arizona isn't doing well, like they're not growing and their ODP program or whatever is just not showcasing the right players, and we're noticing there's an Arizona problem, and that shouldn't be an Arizona problem. There should be an audit and a restructuring of what they do. There should be that kind of oversight. And one audit I would do on Arizona, have them fix, is take ODP, which is their number one fundraiser, which is okay. Got to make money. So use that funding. Instead of hiring more administration, hire coaches, full-time coaches that are willing to go to in the inner city and help develop true all-stars. Get an all-U8 top players and create something special and compete and show what Arizona has. We could do that, but it takes work versus more administration. We're always looking for more administration. Last point, going back to 7. That was my 8th one. 7th, give the power to the people and let them be creative. This can be done. We have so many people, so many smart, intelligent coaches out there, but as a collective whole, there's too much administration and too much control of the importance of money and how to afford to pay for things. And I get it. Got to pay for things. That's why U.S. Soccer needs to get more involved and give grants and team up with U.S. Soccer Foundation. By the way, they're two separate entities. It's not. It's just they have same name. They had a lawsuit over the name last year. Anyways, team up and reward clubs doing it right. That would be amazing. and for being inventive. Like, I had a points league, which made a lot of sense. I had parents, I kid you not, the same parents that would say stupid things would freaking say, go backwards. Have you ever, anyone out there in the internet world, have you ever heard of a parent screaming at their kid to kick the ball backwards to their keeper because they got more points for doing so, and the score was 120 to 99 at the time because we had flip charts, and yes, it was a sweet league. I should have been given money by U.S. Soccer saying, hey, this guy's getting freaking wreck kids passing the ball, connecting passes. That's huge in a real game. Change the system. So those are just some thoughts. And I get a lot of you, the haters out there, like, oh, everything we're doing is right, you idiots. You won't listen to anything I just said. Like, it just goes right over your head. We got to do something different, right? We keep doing the same thing. We just change the name. Oh, it's free. No, it's not. It's not. Until there's a big awakening with all the clubs. And the thing is, like, we have a lot of paid internationals, like English. A lot of paid English. Like, that are doing things. Do you think they give a flying F about America? And they don't care? When they go to the sports pub, they're wearing the England national team jersey. They're not watching the U.S. They don't give a flying crap. They care about having a job. They love the freedoms of America, which seem like they're going away right now with freaking all the nut jobs out there burning everything down. Yeah, we have a problem. So we got to change the rules, and we have to use the money, the Berhalter money, the Flynn money, the freaking postage stamps and all the other crap and all their stupid functions they do and pay for everything. And I'm going to dig deeper into I cannot believe we pay for their tax services for Berhalter because he can't find his own company to do it. It's ridiculous. Freaking ridiculous. I mean, everyone should be pissed. I'm mad. So that is it. This is Coach Cameron signing out on this rant that was somewhat coherent, but I did put together. I did accomplish the task at hand. And hopefully you just educate just a little bit for those ones that, oh, we have no problems. There's a reason we don't have Messis and Martas out there. We don't. We have system players because the ones that dribble get yelled at by who? The paid coach, because eventually the dribbler's not going to have success and they're going to screw up, and they have to play system so they can win the game versus developing Messis and freaking Martas. Yeah, I can go on and on about all this, and I will, because that's kind of what my podcast is about. Peace out. See you later.